So today I'm going to demonstrate how to make a template for your shoe. And then I'm going to show you how to turn that template into the real shoe with clay. Okay, so here I have my shoe, and you should have brought one in today, hopefully. And then there's construction paper up front. You're going to need one sheet of construction paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the construction paper onto my shoe. And right now, I am just doing the structure of the shoe. I'm not worried about the tongue yet or the sole. Okay, so I'm just doing the structure of the shoe. Most of your shoes, I'm guessing, are low top, just regular slip-on tennis shoe kind of thing. If it's a little bit different, then you might need some of my help. Okay, so I'm taking the construction paper and I'm going to drape it over the shoe, and I'm going to actually do it on the waist. Okay, so I'm going to drape it over the shoe, and this part is very non-scientific, the way that I teach this, but I find it to be the easiest way to teach it. So I'm going to drape it over the shoe all the way to the back. This is going to get my size of the shoe and the correct proportions within reason. So what I'm going to do is take my pencil, or I'm showing you in a Sharpie so you can see, and I'm going to draw where the sole meets the table. So I'm pushing my paper up against the shoe all the way to the back. So I can kind of gauge the height. I'm going to put a mark, again with your pencil or writing tool, at the top and the bottom, and then draw a line that goes down the center of the shoe. Okay? Then I'm going to put a line at the toe. Once you do that, you're actually going to stop drawing, and you're going to fold it, the paper, in half on the toe line. Oops, that's not very much. Okay, not the heel line, just the toe line. So the toe line is where my half is, and then the heel line is here. Then I'm going to get some scissors. And I'm going to cut out the black part. Now I'm going to make this a little bit longer, and you probably want to as well, so that you have some wiggle room. So I'm going to add about 1 inch when I cut, and then I'm cutting along my line. Okay, so it looks like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it back on my shoe, and then I'm going to get the inside of where the shoelaces are laced up. If yours don't have laces, then you don't need to worry about this step. Okay, so it looks like it fits pretty good, but now I need to figure out where those shoelaces start. So again, get your writing utensil and figure out where the tongue and where the opening of the shoelaces starts. And you can just draw one side if you want, or you could draw both. Go all the way up, and then draw the outline of the top of the shoe coming back to the back of the shoe. So it looks like this. Now I'm going to fold it in half again, and I'm going to cut that part out. So I'm cutting on the black line to show the place for my shoelaces, and then I'm going to show where the heel and your ankle fits in the shoe. Okay, so you've got something like this. This part right here, you're going to cut open. You guys need to stop talking. Okay, so it's going to be open like this. You don't want it to be sealed. You want it to be open because you're going to make a line through there. Okay, so this is the template for the top of your shoe. All right, now moving on to the actual shoe. You're going to use this on a slab, but you're also going to use the heel of your shoe, or the sole of your shoe, for the sole of your clay shoe. So I'm going to do the sole of my clay shoe first. Okay, so I've rolled out a slab. Make sure that your slab is a long burrito. Don't just roll it from the clay block. Roll it from a large burrito. I'm going to first smooth out the canvas texture with my rib. Even though my shoe might be made out of canvas, this is not the correct canvas texture. This one's too bumpy. They don't use this thick of a weave for your canvas shoes. We will add the canvas texture back in later and show you how to do that. Okay, so for the sole, this is the easy way to do it. And some of you, I think I told you that your shoes won't get dirty. Well, I kind of lied a little. I actually forgot, but so the sole, I'm just gonna do a reverse print. And I'm gonna take the sole of my shoe and I'm going to press it into the clay, front to back or back to front, either way. You wanna go all the way and rock it back and forth. Because if you don't have a good print, you're not going to get the texture of the actual sole. Okay, so let me do the heel. Looks like my shoe's too clean. There we go. Oh, it tore a little bit. Okay, so here I have the print of my sole. Okay, now I'm going to cut that out with a fettling knife, or you can use a fettling knife. I'm going to use a pen tool today. And I'm going to go a little bit wider than my print from my shoe. Now on the bottom of my shoe, it actually says the brand. And guess what? It's printed backwards. So I will have to go back and erase those and put them in frontwards later. Okay, I'm gonna get a bat. Okay, here's my bat. And I'm gonna put my sole on my bat face down. So ultimately you're making the opposite shoe than the one you brought in. Okay, so see mine? That's the opposite, but I use this shoe to make this one because I flipped the sole. Okay? Now, you'll see on my bat, my shoe doesn't quite fit. It should be okay. So don't freak out about that. Just make sure you don't press the sides to distort those. Okay, now I'm ready for the template. So I'm gonna take my shoe top template and put it onto my slab and cut it out. I already added excess at the back, so I should be good to cut just this amount, including the opening. You guys please stop talking. Okay, get rid of my excess clay. Get my template off. And now I'm gonna put this onto my shoe. Okay, this part's a little bit tricky because your sole is, well, your shoe print or your cutout is really large and it's a lot of clay to manage. So you are going to be scoring and slipping this on. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my sole with a serrated rib and I'm going to score it. And it doesn't have to be a ton of scoring. You just want to make sure that if perchance it starts falling off, it's actually going to stay. Put a little slip on it Now on my sole, it's not flat, it's curved. And so the sole actually comes up on the side of the shoe. Some parts I did a good job of printing that, other parts I didn't. So where I did print that and stamp it into the clay, I need to make sure that curves up onto my template, the top of the shoe. Okay, so I'm going to take my template, smooth side, oops, up, start at the toe, and I'm not going to score and slip the top side. I'm just scoring and slipping the bottom. Start at the toe and work my way back on the shoe.
So if we don't have like the shoelaces, like the laces will be easier, like it's just
That's less detail if you don't have shoelaces. But yeah, you're going to use the same template, you just don't cut the hole in the Okay, so at the back you can see I've got a lot of excess clay. So let me scoot this forward so it's on the back. So just like you did your mugs, you're going to go one slab on top of the other and then make an angle cut. And then you don't, as long as the clay is wet, which it should be at this point, you can just blend it together. So line it up, and then just taking a rib to it to blend that clay. Let me get a wooden tool. So I've got a wooden tool, the round side. Blend it, and then the heel's coming off, so I gotta put it back on. Then you can go back and smooth out that connection and make sure that it is connected, which you need to do. Otherwise you're gonna have big problems later when your shoe starts falling apart. Okay, so I made the template and the sole and the top of my shoe. You will probably not get to all of that today, okay? So just know that. Another thing, my shoe here, compared to this one, look at how flat this is. So I need to flatten this part. And also, I think I cut it a little too big. So I'm gonna go ahead and make an adjustment cut so that it's lower. You would rather go higher than lower, because if you're too low, your shoe's not gonna be very much the same. You can always cut, but it's harder to add clay to it. Get a wooden tool in here to push this back up. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, so here's the start of my clay shoe compared to the real shoe.